Perfect. Well, good morning or good afternoon or good evening to everyone. I see that we have attendees from all over the places, from far Southeast Asia. We have some from Europe and me who woke up in America. The recording will be available later on, probably by the end of the day. Just to confirm, oh, I see Bert. If you are able to see my screen and hear me correctly, please give me a sign in the chat to confirm that you see everything. I'm Eric from MCDI. I'm joined by Andy Thomas from Monitoreal. Just joined Monitoreal, and Panayotis Kapiniaris, my good friend. I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Who will assist me in showing you the wonderful interaction between Monitoreal and specifically the Spartan that we're showing you on screen now, this new one, and our SECURITHOR Alarm Response Software. Going to see that we have a tight integration for both, and we'll show you the advantages of Monitoreal. It's actually one of my preferred solution. First, because it's on cloud, there's no service in the middle, it's direct. So if you have a bank branch or if you don't want to pay for a recurring service, it's actually our go-to solution. We've been using it at MCDI among other systems, and fairly accurate in the detections, fast, and as I said, no cloud, no server in the middle. Panayotis will show how to configure the Spartan box, give you a few of the tricks of the trades to do it. And then I will show you later on how to get it in SECURITHOR, how to use the information, the alarms, and the proof images that we're getting in SECURITHOR. I'm sharing my screen. So in the handouts, you have catalogs, you have leaflets for Monitoreal. You have 4 leaflets for Monitoreal that show you how the solution can work with you, and the SECURITHOR catalog that we see here. So this morning I will share my screen here to show you SECURITHOR, but we will also I will pass the screen first to Panayotis, and so this way he can show you how to configure Spartan. And let's do this right now. I'm ending the screen to, here you are, to Panayotis. It's a formal demonstration, so if you have any questions, please keep them afterward. We're going to do a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. Here's to you, Panayotis.
Okay, give me a second. Okay, I will start with a very short description about advantages of Monitoreal. We will not focus on that, but let's mention one of the most important things for today. As Eric well said, do you see my screen?
Yes, we see your screen.
Okay. One of the most important things and concepts in Monitoreal that we keep focused on is the no cloud, as we like to say, or uncloud solution. And this means, as well mentioned, is that you don't need any subscriptions on Monitoreal, and much more important is the privacy level. There are no servers, so it's complete private solution. And of course, this relates on an instant report to the SECURITHOR operator because there is no intermediate server. Once we detect something, we send immediately to the SECURITHOR operator. And finally, the local automated deterrence scenarios will work even if internet is down. So worst case scenario, you have no connection with your project. The local integrations with the relay, lights, sirens, focus generations, or whatever will keep working. one of the most important and biggest, let's say, unique sales things about Monitoreal is the deterrent scenarios, the multiverse, as I like to say. In Monitoreal, you can create unlimited zones of interest or region of interest, whatever you like, per camera. There is no limit. And every zone of interest can be dedicated for a specific object. For example, you can design 5 different zones of interest with 5 different objects on each zone. And you can create a different relay action for each one. There is no limit on that. And in Monitoreal, we just not detect only humans or only cars. We have 20 plus different objects like backpack, human detection, of course, elephant detection that I know that Eric loves it, cat detection, dog detection, birds, and different type of vehicles like car detection or truck detection. Finally, Monitoreal is a generic camera solution. So you can upsell on existing installations, you can reduce your cost, you can keep your existing equipment, your existing cabling that is quite expensive to change, and we are compatible not with, as everybody should expect, with just on-view cameras. We are compatible with almost any camera. We can get connected with even older analog systems if you want. Now I will just share some nice examples that I have, so you can understand about Monitoreal detections. We can see car detection, and we can detect the human that is inside the car. We have a bird detection on the second picture. Here you can see a camera that has some spider in front of it. We ignore the spider. We can detect very well at night the backpack and the person. The fourth picture is quite interesting. You can see the motorcycle in the back and the person detection, backpack in front and handbag as well. The elephant detection that Eric loves. And this picture is a very old picture, back to 2022, as you can understand. It's a very old, I think, 700 TV lines camera, Dahua, analog, of course. And I want to show you that we can detect even with low resolution cameras. Not the same distance, not the same level of performance, but we can still detect quite well. I think, if I'm not wrong, this detection was about more than 20 meters distance. This is from a real project here in Cyprus, construction site, a very good market that you can install Monitoreal. Here you can see more interesting detections, ship detection. You can detect the person under the umbrella, and we detect umbrella as an object as well. A very difficult detection of a car inside the forest. You can understand that it's not clear, but we detected that. We have horse detection, construction site again with human detection, dog and person detection. This for today, and now let's go to the web user interface. Let me try to change. Let's go here. You see my screen or not?
Yes, we see your screen, Panagiotis.
So you can see my interface. I have already enabled one camera here just to have some recordings. We will delete it and we will add it again so you can see live. The video archive, okay, it's not recording this one. Let's go to the camera. I will delete the camera here. This is a Monitoreal camera, so you can add it much easier. There are multiple ways to add it. You can use on-view camera here. You input the username and the password. If you have many cameras and you know the camera IP you want to add, you can add it as well. And you press start searching and they will be added. Now I have a Monitoreal camera. I will click here and I will set the network. I have 3 different cameras here, added at once. We will delete them because we are not interested for this. So you can see the camera is added. We can enable the detections here. On the top right corner, you arm or disarm the whole system, and you can add any rule you want here, any object. I can add as many times as I want the person detection in order to create different zones of interest. So for example, I will add it again here. And here's how you design the zone now. I will go here to design a zone. Let's say I am interested for this area. We have a polygon with many dots. So this means that the zone creation is quite flexible. It's not just a square or just a line that you can design. You can ask the system to notify you when the object box is touching the zone. This means that if a human is out of the zone, it will notify you, but most of the customers will use center of bounding box. This means that the object has to cross inside the zone of interest. You can ask the system to display the zone on your results, and you can save it. I can add multiple zones for this rule here, but I will keep one zone. Now you can go back to the cameras. You go to the second person rule, and you can design another zone of interest. Let's say we want to detect humans here. And why to do this? Because maybe on this rule, I am interested only for Sunday and Saturday. I choose the dates or I choose the time of the day and I save it. And you can go to the other object rule and you can choose for the rest of the days. The same way you can add more objects. I can add the car detection here with different settings, even with different sensitivity. If the object is more difficult to detect or farther or smaller objects like bird, you can raise or you can decrease the sensitivity of the camera. So you see, I added the car detection again. I can have a different zone. I can assign this to a different relay action. And this is how it works. It's completely customizable, as I like to say.
It's quite interesting that you have a schedule on it because if not, we could, at the central, we could get flooded with alarms when, let's say, day comes. You have a detection for night, and when day comes, there are a lot of people in that parking lot, and then
yeah, exactly.
We get flooded with alarms.
If you have, for example, it's about different needs. In the same area, you have different needs. If you have a retailer shop at the parking area during the time, during the daytime, you have no interest to detect the car, but you have interest to detect the car at night. But during the daytime, maybe you have a different interest in a specific zone that is an entrance area. You can design a zone and add a loitering delay. So if the car is parking in front of that area, it's fully customizable, everything. And you can create audio alarms locally. You can create scenarios to trigger light, to trigger audio, to trigger siren, to trigger a gate automatically or after manual validation.
I like also that you have multiple type of detections per camera. So you can check a lot of things. You can check cars, you can check people. Contrary to some of the camera systems that are really simple, we will detect only one thing, like one line crossing. Quite interesting. Can you show us in the list of detection types all the scenarios that are possible? Like I remember viewing a lot of objects. Well, I'm fond of the animal. Oh yes, that is. I'm fond of the elephant because it shows that with the Monitoreal Hub you can get unconventional detections. Contrary to an alarm panel with a detector that is blind, you have quite a list of things you can check here.
Yeah, as you can see, it's person, bicycle, car, motorcycle, airplane, bus, train, truck, boat, bird, cat, dog, horse, sheep, cow, elephant, bear, backpack, umbrella, handbag, suitcase, bottle, wine glass, and cup. Of course, depending on the object, for example, if you want to detect a wine glass, you need some specifications on the installation, right? You cannot have a wide angle 2.8mm camera watching a very big area and you want to detect all the glasses. But you can detect the glasses on the bar. It's the same with the dog or the person. You always have to follow some structure.
And this detection, and this is really unique per camera, so meaning that you have, I notice in my Spartan, I have up to 20 cameras now with the new firmware, meaning that I can have the rules, the detection per camera, and I can have different detection for each camera. That's
Yes,
correct?
for each zone, it's completely customizable. There's absolutely customizable.
So like I can virtually have like 20 zones in my Spartan and cover the whole ground inside and out with it.
Exactly.
Perfect. Can you show us now? We saw a camera. See how how simple it is to set up your detection. Can you show us how you connect to SECURITHOR? How you make that web hook that we worked on to have the signal integration?
Yeah. You can go to the top right side settings. You go to alerts. You have multiple integrations with Telegram, with email, with webhooks for any other system. But with SECURITHOR, we have a special button, and you can add the new SECURITHOR like this. And here you input the payload URL. And you
That
say,
is the public IP of SECURITHOR, or even the domain name of SECURITHOR if you don't have a static IP. And you also need to add the port, because I'm going to show you in SECURITHOR that we're basically listening to Monitoreal on in SECURITHOR. So the token is completely optional. We actually don't need it for the transmission. So it's as simple as this to set the Spartan so it can be received in SECURITHOR. Anything else you want to add on the Spartan, Panayotis, before I switch the screen and show the SECURITHOR side?
for today's topic, no, of course, we can discuss further for the recording options, for the relay settings, and how you can do it. But basically, today we just wanted to show how easy it is to add the camera, to set rules, to set zones. As I said, you can have dedicated relay actions with Monitoreal relay. It's not a third-party relay, so this means it works. You are not relying to other companies or whatever. And how easy is to set Monitoreal inside SECURITHOR. And
I'm getting a question in the chat that might be interesting, and it's something that I hear quite a lot. I'm asked, why go for Monitoreal for a hub like Spartan versus a cheap camera? Can you tell us more about the advantages of going with the Spartan versus, let's say, using the detection that I have in my camera? Well, they're called analytics, but I have not seen anything as powerful as what we have in Spartan.
We can start with the cheap cameras, and we can make even comparison why to get Monitoreal versus more expensive cameras as well. So let's start from the cheap cameras. The cheap cameras are, their detection is based on the motion detection. So you have multiple false alarms based on light changing, because how it works, even AI models, they detect pixel changes. Okay, so motion detection, even if you have a car coming with the lights, it will be triggered. You will be triggered by trees, you will be triggered by daylight, and night time. So the cheap solutions are not AI based. They are based to motion detection. So you have thousands of false alarms. Now, talking about products
That is very, very important in the sense that what I've seen in cheap cameras is you have, let's say, somebody that crosses the room and we receive 65, 70 detections. So instead of Monitoreal, that will send me one qualified one. And that's important. If you have 300, 400 systems connected to a central, that means that you can get flooded in no time with useless detections. This is one of the things I like the most about Monitoreal.
Yes, because Monitoreal, once it detects the human in the room, for example, it sends you the detection, and as long as the object is there, we don't send you more. In contrary with some alarm systems, for example, the PIR can send you thousands of detections as long as the object is there. We send you one detection when the object is there, and depending on the installation and the settings, we can send you one more when the object disappears. So you have two detections or even one.
Thanks.
Now, if you want, we can just speak a little bit even for more expensive solutions that are in a better level of performance. Definitely, the big difference is the interface for me, as I am also an installer in my previous experience, right? The interface of Monitoreal, the multiple zones, there is no limit. Monitoreal has unlimited zones, unlimited objects, zones, settings, and the relay. You have some limitation even from other solutions. Maybe they say that you have 4 zones of interest. You can have one object for all the zones. There are always limitations. The way you set up your environment on each camera here is completely free. It gives you freedom. You can be creative. It can solve you many of your problems and your needs. And of course, if we want to discuss about the price and the cost, if you compare Monitoreal with an average 8 system AI-based cameras, we are completely competitive. And as long as it gets bigger, because we can get up to 20 channels, we are becoming much cheaper at the end of the day. So you can have a better solution, more flexible solution, and much cheaper solution.
That's very nice. Thank you for all those explanations. I'm going to take over the screen and show you now what you can do in SECURITHOR with Monitoreal. So everybody is viewing my screen, so it's now my desktop. And I'm going to show you what we do, how to set up Monitoreal in SECURITHOR. The first thing is you're going to notice starting at version 2.5, we have this icon here in the middle, STC receiver. That actually is a listener for all video signals. In it, we do have a Monitoreal, so we need to dedicate a port for Monitoreal, in my case, 7004. The smart ear means that I'm listening on that port. So contrary to other solutions where we need to poll every device, which can be very hard on the server, we're just basically listening. That also means that we don't care how many Monitoreal devices you have. No matter if you have 300 in the field, we're not charging you per camera or per it's simple. You open the port and we get, well, those poetics numbers are actually the signals that we receive from Monitoreal. So we leave this component working in the back, and we're going to go into SECURITHOR and in the account management. So I have my account 1236 here. I already have some Monitoreal boxes set up. The setup is actually quite simple. We do have here the serial number of the device. The serial number, let me see if I can show you how to get it. The serial number is here in the system. You're going to have the serial number. There are two lengths of serial number from the older hubs to the new Spartans. So you get that number, and in account management, you just write it. So I have the older and I have the Spartan here. The IP and the port, that is, if I want to get access back, we're going to show you the magic button. So in order to use the magic button, I need to have IP, so it does not need to be a static IP and the port open to do this. And the cameras that I set in my Spartan. That's it for the setup. We save it, and that's as simple as this to get Monitoreal devices registered in SECURITHOR. The next step would actually be our alarm codes, because Spartan sends us alarm codes. So there are templates in SECURITHOR that you can find specific for Monitoreal. Specific codes there, structure a bit, well, it's not exactly a contact ID and it's not a SIA, but you get, all of them are starting by ML, and then you have codes from 01 to, there's actually more than this. I think we now go to 33 or 34, and we're adding as we get more detections from Monitoreal. So in alarm codes, I import my alarm codes in the account. It's the same here, the double arrow down, we can import our templates. I already have it in place here. So in this case, let's say a burglary, my description, which I can change, note to tell me that it's from Monitoreal, and in this case it's a burglary, but it could be a different type. You can assign a different type if your needs are different. Also in this case, when I have for this account ML01, a burglary detection, I can associate a camera. So in my camera list, I have all the cameras that are linked at the office. Including this DAQUA NVR with, it's actually a very old DAQUA NVR with just 4 channels that are covering the entrances. And it's linked here, so this detection, this zone will trigger a specific camera in the NVR. The other thing that I made is I made a setup for a push notification. So in this case, when I receive this ML01, I'm going to notify my users, and I'm going to ask one of them to verify the alarm. I'm often asked, why do it like this when, let's say, a device like the Spartan could notify the user? Well, the difference is if we do it from SECURITHOR, it's a unified image that you're proposing to your customers, meaning that you have in the settings, you have templates that are unique to your central. It's not the manufacturer templates. You have one app that you can use. You have one presentation that is yours. In this case, Alarm Pro, for example. And it also means that you can use our alarm verification system with the push notification from SECURITHOR. So let's look at the traffic, so we can see them in the live map as well. So we have detections for this for the accounts in the live map, but it's going to be quite clear in the traffic. So we have multiple detection. As you see there, we're getting the code ML01, object detected. It tells me that I have an elephant detected, and before I even process the event, I have access when I click to the little icon here, the like YouTube-like icon. I can see the images that trigger this detection. And here, hub access means that I have a direct access to this specific Spartan if I want to verify the recent events, the chain of events that led to this detection. So as you see, the interesting thing about Spartan is it qualifies the detection. I have a person that it is detected here. I have the elephant that is detected. I have a car in this case, so I can see in my detection, okay, the car is on the edge of the parking. It's not someone that parked in. So it's no more blind detections. That's what I like about Spartan. Of course, priority levels, all this is adjusted to your liking. And always, when you have a detection from Monitoreal, you get the proof image. So if I want, I could process my image and look at the live view, but essentially I get this detection. This is actually a picture of Panayotis on an elephant that I have on the wall, and I move the PTZ to it so it can detect person, elephant. You have the level of confidence that is transmitted by Spartan as well. So most of the time, I have everything I need for this type of detection. So in this case, this one is not that clear. The car has the edge. So what I can do is I can process my my event, regular alarm processing, and it will try to process all that I have that are similar in priority. And of course, it can it opens the camera viewer at the same time. So I have access to all the zones in my NVR, including here. I see that the parking is clear. There's nobody, no signs of anyone. So I can finalize my alarm, and I can either write my comment saying everything is okay, or just insert it without even typing it. And that's it. My alarm from Monitoreal is processed, and it's as easy as this. So it's one of the things I like about Monitoreal. It's easy. You have direct access. And there's no cost to it. So there's no cost to operate. So no server cost on it. In SECURITHOR, there's no added cost per camera. It's part of the Cam Plus module. And we also have a plugin directly for Monitoreal. So simple as this. If anyone has questions, both Panayotis and me are available to answer them and show you. Oh, I'm remembered that I need to show you some of the detections that we had. Okay, this is the push notification system. So when I get an alarm from Monitoreal, let me trigger one from the elephant recording. So I'm going to move my camera so you see an incoming alarm in SECURITHOR. Give me just a second. I'm moving the camera so we get a detection in SECURITHOR. Should not take. Okay, we have one here. We have a person detected in our account. So that means that we're getting detections in our push notification system. So I'm showing you the Android phone on the left. and we get our alarm and we're asked to confirm the alarm. The operator does not see the alarm right away. It is, I'm asking the subscriber to confirm it, and they have a timer. And on top of it, we attach the image from Monitoreal. So this here is the image that we're getting from Monitoreal. It's actually the same image that we have here that is transmitted by the SPARTAN Hub. So I see my image, so I see right away if there's a person that is detected, and I can confirm my alarm. In SECURITHOR, in this case, what will happen is that I will get the confirmation that the subscriber confirmed the alarm as valid. So we have a double duty, should I say. We have the subscriber who confirmed, but we also have our proof image, and we also have our access to direct access to the camera. Access that we are actually recording from the moment we are using it. So we can submit a proof to our subscriber that there was indeed a detection. We have double proof. We have the image from SPARTAN, and we have the recording that we're also making. So that completes my side of the presentation. If anyone has more question, feel free to either write it in the chat, or there is a question box as well in your GoToWebinar interface. What I can do is I can also unmute everyone. So if you want to ask a question, you can go for it. But don't forget to unmute. And if there is no question, we're just going to send you the recording. As I said, probably by the end of the day, the server will upload the recording, and you will receive it by email automatically. So, Padiniatis, if you have anything else that you want to add on the characteristic of SPARTAN, I can. You have the floor.
I would like, if you want, to show this example of PTZ control and.
Yes, yes. Let me give you the presenter rights.
No, I mean, if you can show in your menu.
Oh, sorry, I shared the screen to you, so you can do it directly. You have the screen, or?
So I wonder if you can share in your screen the security.
Okay.
How all the PTZ options, how you can see the live view from thumbnails.
Okay, I understand.
So how you can integrate integration. So you get what is more important for Monitoreal, and the important is to get the AI detections, and then how SECURITHOR can add value with your rest of integrations, because you have unlimited.
Perfect. So what I showed earlier is we have a code for Monitoreal. So we have an alarm code, and we can associate our camera with it. So the camera we associate, in this case, you select which zone it is linked to. So you can also select if you want to show the other zones. So you make this selection. And it will, in this case, I have just 4 cameras, but it would work as well if you have more cameras, like in this case, I have at least 10 showing at this location in Romania. And the one that is in red would always be the one associated with the zone. So whenever we open a camera feed like this, we're actually recording, and we're asking the operator can either just grab a snapshot, or keep the feed. So we're asking the operator at the end if he wants to keep the recording or not, and it's available after that. So if we look at let me bring another one so we see the controls over the PTZ. So in this case, I'm going to open this PTZ, and you have detection as well. So in this PTZ, I can change a few things, and I can literally control the feed. That's actually what I'm using to trigger to show you the detection in Monitoreal. I can move my PTZ, and I will pan it on the wall where I have Harry Potter and I have Panayotis on an elephant. And so we have access to the controls, including other controls like two-way voice and as well the relays. So there are relays that are available in several NVR, and we can trigger them individually. So from Monitoreal, the other thing is that let's go see in traffic. I'm watching. We have some questions. I'm going to get back to them. So in the detections that we have for Monitoreal, we have it here. So this is the icon. What we call the magic button is this one. Is we get access to that specific hub and the camera that trigger it. I'm reading in the questions. Other than processing alarm, what can you do with them? Would you call the police? If a client is on holiday or unable to receive notification, for example, yes, this is part of SECURITHOR. SECURITHOR has an action list where the operator knows what to do. If he calls a person, if the subscriber is in holiday, and he will also have a list of all emergency service that he can call. On top of sending automatic notification to everyone. So I'm asked by Madida, sorry. What is the integration between Monitoreal and SECURITHOR? Yes, that's the communication of the alarms between Monitoreal and SECURITHOR. That's what we are showing. Not only communication of the alarms, we're also showing the proof image that is transferred from SPARTAN to SECURITHOR. If there are any other questions, please send them. I see that's all the questions that we have. And and by the way, in the email that you're going to see, you're going to have the contact info for both Panayotis and me. So if you have any more question. Another question. Is DT42 required for this? No, not at all. You get a direct connection between the SPARTAN Hub and SECURITHOR when using this STC receiver application. It's part of the CAM Plus module, or as a plugin, a direct plugin for Monitoreal. So no DT42 required for this. No alarm receiver required for this. It's direct connection from the web hook that is set by in the SPARTAN. So if I get this SPARTAN, let me open one. Resume what we saw earlier. When we go into our system, Remember, you have a serial number of the device, and this is what you use in SECURITHOR to identify your specific device. And to link the SPARTAN, you go here in alerts in SECURITHOR. You set the notification. You tell the SPARTAN where is the SECURITHOR that he's going to use. It's basically the IP and the port, and the same that we have here. That's the port on which we're listening.
And just to make it clear that there are no hidden costs from our side as well.
Exactly.
Once you get the SPARTAN, the integration with SECURITHOR is included inside. There's no subscription for that. There's no license. It's all included.
Exactly, and on our side, we're actually giving the Monitoreal plugin in July and August. If you want it separate from the CAM Plus module, or it's included in the CAM Plus module that you have already have in most of your SECURITHOR. No more questions. I think we answered all questions so far. So if anything comes to mind later on, feel free to reach either Panagiotis or me. And in UK, are you Andy? Are you taking the questions already?
Yeah, I can take the questions. Yeah, you can direct the questions to me.
Perfect. So you're covering UK and Ireland, I gather.
Yes.
Well, England
yeah,
and Ireland. Sorry. Perfect.
Yeah.
And Panagiotis can be your contact for the rest of Europe. Well, the rest of the world, for that matter.
You can ask me wherever you are. You can ask me, and I will forward to the dedicated person. I can cover Eastern Asia, I can cover Africa, USA, Europe, and for the dedicated markets like UK, I would forward your request to Andy.
Perfect. So don't forget that in the handouts, we included several PDFs. So the catalog for MCDI. So this is the catalog. And some brochures on SPARTAN, so you have more information on SPARTAN and applications of SPARTAN. There is one for construction sites, and one of the handouts is a sample of images that we showed you as well. So on this, we have the detections in one of the PDFs, so you have an idea of what you get, what the specific detection that you get, person and bags and the likes of it. I tested yesterday a bottle, walking with a bottle of wine in the office worked as well. So we have it here. So there's no more questions. So we're going to end the session and send you the recording in a jiffy. So thank you for your attendance today, afternoon, evening, or morning, depending where you are in the world. And keep watching for, well, we do regular webinars. So, or if you need a private session, we can also entertain this either on Monitoreal or on SECURITHOR. So thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you for your time. And anything you want to ask, would be glad to answer.
Thanks, Panagiotis.
Thank you,
Have
Eric.
a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.